What's going on, guys? I'm Retro Bliss, and you are on the Retro Bliss Rewind podcast. We have a very interesting topic tonight. We're going to talk about the Atari Age Homebrew Awards, sponsored by AtariAge, Atari, and Zero Page Homebrew. So, without further delay, let's just get everybody on the screen here, and then we'll just kind of get going here. So there's Mike from Mike's Gaming Gala, which, by the way, if you're watching from his channel, welcome there as well. Brian from BD Retro Mods, and then our special guest. Couldn't do this without Casey. Casey, what's up, bro? Thanks for coming on the show tonight. For those of you who don't know, who may be just tuning in, AtariAge has their annual, I believe it's a 7th annual AtariAge Homebrew Awards. And if you have an account with AtariAge, you can go on there and vote. And you have until the 16th of this month to do that. So I believe that's Sunday at noon Pacific time. So you don't have a whole lot of time. So we're kind of hoping that we can shed some light. We're not going to be able to share all the light, and you'll understand why here in a minute. But anyway, I'll start. I got into looking at this and doing my homework and everything, and there are some really, really cool homebrews in this collection, especially for the 2600 and the 52. I'm sorry, the 7800, 5200 also. But we're going to show, if we can, some of the games we can't. But if it's all possible, we're going to try to at least show you excerpt a little bit of some of the games, if not all the ones that we can. It depends on how our time goes. So I'm sure you go ahead.
No, sorry, go ahead, finish your intro.
I was just going to say, I'm sure you guys did some homework on this, and I know that I did, and I thought it was just going to be easy. But it's not, because there are a lot of categories, a lot of different consoles that we're dealing with, which is different than what we were talking about with the Intellivision Awards. And I'll let you guys elaborate on that. So what do you guys think about the process and how the categories are? And we haven't really mentioned what they are yet, but you know what I mean?
Before we get into that, first of all, Jeremiah Thomas, everything that I got from my last chance sale is not eligible for this year's thing because they were 2023 releases. I am sorry that I have mine and you don't. It is ridiculous that many people don't. I did want to address something that was posted in my chat section prior to this. I have seen, and I'm sure you guys have as well in the Facebook groups over the last couple of years, there are concerns that there are, and I'm going to show all of his comments here because they're critical of Zero Page Homebrew and AtariAge in, he says shills, but certainly focusing on certain publishers. I wish, particularly with the Jaguar, that I knew more about that homebrew scene. Jaguar 5200 are homebrew scenes that I am not the most familiar with. So I don't personally have much of an opinion on this because I'm not really aware of all that. I do know that he mentions Phobos, and I've reviewed a couple Phobos games. Songbird is obviously one of the biggest distributors and publishers of Jaguar and Lynx homebrews. Tolbat, I would be happy to talk with you separately about this, but that's not really what this episode's going to be about. I don't want to dismiss that criticism, and I'm certainly no stranger to drama, and I'm not afraid to talk about drama. So if you want to email me, I know you're on my stream. You can email me. We can talk, and maybe we have a conversation about the criticisms. in a future date, or maybe it's just on my channel or whatever. But absolutely happy to talk about it. That's just not what, like, we're just going to talk about what is actually nominated this year in this.
But I think some of that stuff might get alluded to, because I know I have some things throughout as I went through some of this stuff where that I do still plan on bringing up. But to your point, though, like when you do call it the Atari Homebrew Awards and not just the AtariAge Homebrew Awards, you would think you'd be doing a bigger encompassing group of folks. And I mean, and when we start to get into some of these categories, I know there's a couple that I was even going to be throwing out there, like, why aren't they on the list? And
that's fair.
So no,
there is the flip side of the coin, in that AtariAge and Zero Page Homebrew obviously have a partnership. I don't know if it's sponsorship or anything like that, but for instance, this week my review is Time Pilot for the ColecoVision. My review from Opcode. My review is of Time Pilot for the ColecoVision from Opcode because they sent me the game. You send me a game, I owe you a review.
Yep.
Now I know that Zero Page Homebrew is not a review channel, but if they get sent stuff, obviously that's going to be the first stuff they look at. So that said, the AtariAge Zero Page Homebrew Awards.
Right. So I think we might be good about listing the different categories that we're looking at. There are probably 25, 30 of these.
Yeah, I think the easiest way is we just start at the beginning and work our way down. I think that's going to be the easiest. I mean, just kind of give our own little takes on them. Maybe. I mean, we'll kind of, I don't want to say wing it, but we'll figure out the kind of the flow once we get started here. But who wants to announce the first ones?
Phil, did you want to share your screen and go down them, or did you already vote and therefore can't?
I have not. I have not voted. I have not voted. So what's the first category we're going to? The originals.
Yeah, 2600 homebrew
2600 homebrew originals.
Okay, let me get my screen to the point. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Sure.
Okay, hold on a second. All right.
I have not had time to look at Chili's Jag Doom X project, but when you had mentioned that, when I saw that in your chat, I did go on YouTube and take a look at Jaguar Doom stuff. I did find a little clip, so yeah.
Okay.
And so it's like any curated list is obviously going to omit some games that you may have thought. So I'm not saying it's a conspiracy or anything,
right.
But I'm happy to talk to anybody about it.
Okay. All right. So the first game on the list that I have in my, I'm going to be emulating in Stella. Okay. Sure. Aliens, plasma guns, and chewing gum.
That's not.
That's an original. Yeah.
That's an original 2600.
Is it?
Yeah. I actually did a video short on this one. So I'm gonna just show you a little bit of it. I didn't have my. Let me get out of it because I don't have my controller. I switched controllers because I was doing 7000 games. Okay. All right, let's do this again, people. All right.
Yeah, just real quick, what am I missing then? Because like when I look at Homebrew Original for 2600, it's Cave Raider, Frazzled, Mattress Monkeys, Plan B, Terra 7, Tumblers, and Wizard of the Tower.
I see the same, Brian.
I got Aliens, Plasma Guns, and Chewing Gum, and
I mean that's on there, but that's not. That's a different category because I remember playing that.
Oh, okay.
Under original, I'm seeing the same as Brian.
Let's why don't you share your screen?
I just unzipped it. I just unzipped it and put it in my thing. I don't know.
Okay, well,
did you guys get them from the same link?
Well, yes, I'm looking at Atari.
That is the first ROM, but the ROMs are not all the games.
Right.
So why don't you share your internet screen with the list, and we can talk about that, and we can pull games.
Yeah, you got to be on the AtariAge forum page. Actually,
I am now. Okay. So let me get to that point. All right. Now, let me share the screen now.
Okay.
Yes, that's a simple answer. Yes.
The simple answer is there are some great games for 7800.
Okay.
Oh,
Cave
we have
Raider.
the echo.
So we do have the echo.
Yeah, because you're sharing your audio.
All right, hold on. Doggone it, people. It's all my fault. Let me get this. I got the.
We're pros. We're pros, guys.
Yeah, right. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing Casey's Gold.
Casey's Gold's nowhere on the list.
That's a mistake.
And that's a mistake.
It's a big
Very
mistake.
much so.
Very big mistake.
Great game.
All right,
It is.
we should have it with no echo now.
Yes, we do.
Cave Raider, Frazzled, Mattress Monkeys, Plan B, Escape Earth, Terra 7, Tumblers, and Wizard of the Tower by Ricardo Pym. So
Cave Raider, I actually thought was that's the one where you're jumping around the platforms and you have to collect the stuff. It's almost like I don't want to say a Montezuma's Revenge, but it's kind of like that. It feels kind of like that. I like it a lot. Puzzled. I'm trying to remember which one Puzzled was. I need to make this bigger so I can read your screen. There we go. Tumblers is interesting. It is not what I would call an exciting game, but once I figured it out, and that you're trying to change the color to the right thing each go. Yeah, Tom, show us a little bit of that. It's very interesting game.
Odd.
It is odd, but it's interesting. Like, so when you move, it changes color, and your goal is to get it to be the right color for the line that you move in to fill the gap. So, yeah, so go to the right again.
I did it wrong. See, I did it wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I didn't say I was good at it, but I'm just demonstrating. See, if the edges were green, then I'd be safe to go, but they're not. So I have to somehow.
Yeah, ain't gonna work. But it is.
Sounds like a postal
worker. One of
worker.
those things. It took me like the whole first level before I finally figured it out. Like the last 3-4 lines, I got them and I figured it out. It's an interesting game. Did you want to maybe pull up the Cave Raider?
Yeah, I can do that.
ROM, because that's a neat one.
Mm-hmm, yeah. This one's a harder category for me because I found a number of them that I enjoyed, and and again, it's all about personal taste on this one because like there's multiple games that I think are well done that definitely deserve to be on this list, and they're all great contenders here.
There should be a category for game intros, by the way.
There absolutely should. And that looks awesome right there.
Yeah, I'm hearing the noise is blasting, but you guys can't hear what's going on.
Oh yeah, we can't hear it, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
But yes,
so it kind of looks like the sprite from Indiana Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah,
but you're trying to.
I gotta go down. I gotta go down.
Well, no, get the top one first.
Oh, there is a top one. I didn't see it.
Yeah, and then you'll kind of go off the left of that one platform to grab the thing, and then you've got to time your jumps.
Which I did not do.
No, you would have to drop from that top that platform above it and kind of move to the side.
Oh, I see.
Under. There you go. And then don't drop in the water.
There's a nice
little
do that.
animation.
Sorry, I didn't
practice.
Well. So anyway.
Yep.
So that's that one. I know you have Wizard of the Tower.
Yeah.
Which I think Mattress Monkeys is there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, let's do that one first.
Yeah.
I did a video short on this one too. So multiple players.
Yep.
Credits, previews, music off. I'm turning it off because it's bothering me.
Because it'll blow your ears out.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Thomas says he'll vote for whatever we tell him to vote for.
Well, you're going to be in for a problem then, Jeremiah, because I have a feeling we're going to all have like some different answers here. So you're just going to have to like draw straws and take a pick.
Of these ones, I will say that my favorite is probably Cave Raiders, but I will probably vote for Wizard of the Tower just because Ricardo is a good friend of the channel. That's probably how I'll vote. And I know it's maybe not the most fair thing, but hey, we can vote for our friends.
Yeah. So, because I don't know we'll have time in the episode to go through every single ROM. But,
Right.
The ones that I enjoyed in this category, because again, Wizard of the Tower is a good one. I really liked Terra 7. I really liked Mattress Monkeys because I thought for a 2600 game, having music and everything, that Mattress Monkeys, was good. And like Terra 7, I mean, the fact that it's only a 4K game and the way that it plays,
it's impressive. Yep.
It's very impressive for being a 4K game. And so and again, I know that don't help, but at the end of the day, I got, my biggest three is Terra 7, Wizard of the Towers, Mattress Monkeys.
I just died, but
I don't think you can go wrong with either one of those three.
Yeah. So a few people have mentioned this in the chat. When Circus Convoy was released, the Audacity guys were very adamant that they are not homebrew and consider the games to be official releases as a third party. Their Electronite also considers themselves to be that. I find homebrew to be a blanket term.
Right.
They can call it whatever they want. And that enough could be why that they're not included in the Homebrew Awards. Like they wouldn't want to be.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts, Casey, on this category?
I have not seen all of them, but from what I saw right there, that last shooter is my favorite.
Terra 7.
Terra 7.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a good shooter. I did like it didn't excite me, but it is a solid shooter. Absolutely. So,
and again, I think what has me with it is again just the small size of it, being a 4K game, turning out as good as it did.
Yeah. There's certainly, and like everybody's criteria for what's going to be the best is going to be different.
And just because we pick one
of the criteria, and just because you pick one doesn't mean that you don't like the others,
right?
And you may pick it because, like for instance, I'm going to be voting for this one because Ricardo's a friend of the channel.
Yeah, and it's also a good game.
But I can, and I apologize if Cave Raider loses by one vote. I apologize. That's my bad. But I mean, you can say, oh, that deserves a vote because of what they accomplished. This deserves a vote because it's just my favorite. This deserves a vote because I think it looks or sounds the best. There's any different category.
Right. And we all have our favorite genres. I mean, naturally, we're going to gravitate towards our favorite genre over something that we don't particularly play all the time.
Mr. Poststyle, I am not posting that comment as I look through.
Can I see that? Oh, wait.
But all I'm going to say is, no matter what, though, I would not be upset for any of the choices any of us picked here to get this category.
They're all good.
They're all good.
Yeah.
This one's not an easy choice.
Was Frazzled one of the ones you had? Yeah. Why don't you play a little Frazzled just so we can see all of them?
It'd be great.
This I have no idea how to play. I really don't know.
I know how to play it. I have not beaten any levels, but I know how to play it. On the top, you have to make the top and the bottom match.
Oh.
Huh.
And it's one of those ones where like you turn off a platform and it does like turns off the ones beside it. Yeah, it's difficult. I've never been particularly great at these kind of games. And Jeremiah Thomas says, letting personal bias affect your vote is a time-honored tradition. Yes, but at least we're honest about it.
I don't know what I'm doing, so
That's fair.
No, that's good. We can move on to the next
We can move on to the next category.
All right.
Because there are a lot of categories,
Right.
and that's actually something that we should.
I'm telling you guys, I didn't put them in this folder. When I downloaded it, I got Aliens, Plasma Guns, and Chewing Gum, and I got Course Blade. Those were 2 additional games that are not on the website. So obviously they can't be, because how can you vote if they're not?
I promise you, they're in a different category, because I played because whenever I looked at each category, I then played the games.
The thing of it is, here I have an original folder, a ports folder, a 4K folder, a work in progress original, and a work in progress port.
I have the same.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why I have the extra 2 games.
But maybe it's there for a category of like audio and sound effects or graphics.
Fair enough, but it should have been in a different folder, I guess.
So why don't we go? Right. Why don't we go back to your browser, go to the next category, and we can look through those. The one thing I did want to mention, we should probably talk a little bit when we were first talking. Yeah, when we were first talking about doing this, I was hesitant. And Phil's thing was, well, we did it for the Intellivision Homebrew Awards. And yes, we did. But the Intellivision homebrew scene is so much easier to keep track of. I think the largest year was 2023 for releases. And that was what, Casey? 36 games? Sorry, I've got your face covered.
There was a lot of them. I don't recall the exact number, but yeah, there
was
a lot.
It was still less than 40. So a heck of a lot easier to keep track of.
And we don't have as many categories, not as many games to go through.
And only one console. Mm-hmm. Whereas this has many consoles. Mm-hmm. This Batman game.
This is something else for being Atari.
Graphically, it is super impressive. What's that? I don't like playing it.
I'm not. Yeah. Now I'm not saying. Yeah, I don't.
It's not a good platformer, in my opinion. It looks cool.
It's not even a platformer. It's like a beat 'em up. But
right. But the fact is like, and you can't hear it right now, but the fact that they were able to do really well at mimicking the Nintendo music of the game. I mean, and those graphics. I mean, on the Atari, that's the part that's impressive.
From a visual and audio standpoint, it's wonderful for sure.
All right, I want to get back to find out, make sure that the games that I have downloaded are the ones that I'm playing. Yep.
So Batman 16K port.
Okay.
Catch. That's going to be a tough one to show.
I don't even know how to play this game, so
yeah,
I'm at a.
It took me a while to figure it out. So, but Minotaur, you'll be able to show.
All right,
that's like Phantom Tank or tanks, but no tanks, which is great. I actually quite like this game.
Mm-hmm.
If you click the button, there you go. So you're protecting that bottom thing there with your tank, and you have to destroy all the other tanks. And these kind of games, like, there's nothing new about it, but I've always liked these kind of games.
But again, that's why this isn't its own category for ports. Because we've had that conversation a lot, like when it comes to homebrew and ports and original titles. So I do appreciate that they break them up.
Oh, I just died.
But I will say that I wish in this particular category, and again, I don't know, because again, there's a lot of again, I'm not saying it's just impressive for graphics and sound.
Yes,
I mean,
it is very impressive.
Yes, but this is where, in some ways, I wish there was a different category. And when we talk about like the Audacity game thing, and if that they don't want to be labeled, however, and don't want to be involved in these things, then great, that's their choice. But I mean, because again, to me, this is very easy, right? Like when you look at this category, I think we all know who's going to get it. I mean, out of the games that are there, I mean,
yeah, there's no doubt.
And that's also, I guess, why I say I wish there was a different category, because the thing is
Champ Games category.
well, a veteran category, because the thing is that, obviously, Champ Games has a name, and for good reason, because every single one of the games are top tier games and can all easily be game of the years. And I mean, so it's hard when it's mixed in like this, you know what I mean? To where, I wish there was almost like a veteran category, just so
because what the AtariAge Homebrew Awards needs is more categories.
I get that. I get that. But
I mean, for me, Champ Games, that's the only publisher, for anything other than in television, that if they put out a game, I don't even have to see it. I just know I'm gonna buy it.
Right. But I also and again, I know it might not be the same, but I put like Champ Games and Bob Dickersenzo stuff, and especially now that Atari proper has made their games, that I put that in the same tier with Audacity, where I feel like that should have been a category in itself.
Which has always been the only reason why I don't like the whole Pro Brew moniker.
Right. Correct.
Because it differentiates, this is just as good, if not better, than what's coming from,
because I would have loved this, have seen the category, with this and Casey's Gold together, and just different things, and I don't know, that's just me. But I mean, again, in this category, I graphically, I really like I said, if I look at the entire package, obviously Tutankhamun's my vote.
Tutankhamun blows it away.
I mean,
Batman is impressive.
Batman's impressive, but I would honestly say my number 2 vote, just because, again, graphically it's really good and it's fun, is Ninja Block. I thought that was well done for what that game's meant to be. So
you know what? I actually really liked Monkey Drop.
Yes.
It was surprisingly fun, and when I caught the napkin or whatever and got to use that as a parachute for a bit for extra points, it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Phil?
Okay, I'm sorry. I was having too much fun.
He's having too much fun playing Tutankhamun.
What game do you want now?
Monkey Drop.
Okay, sorry.
Let's play some
Monkey Drop. I can't hear because the volume... Yeah, I can't adjust the volume and it's too high. I can't really hear very well. So this is kind of cool that it has a save key feature. I'm glad to see them doing this, but
so you got to grab the logs.
What am I?
Good job, Phil. Grab the logs.
I can't hear you. What? Do the what?
Okay, grab the logs.
Okay. I can't hear.
Honestly, I think we just need to move on because we're already a half hour into the show. So
those 2 categories.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta keep moving.
Okay, 4K.
They did get to see a Monkey Drop. My vote in that category obviously is going to be Tutankhamun.
Yes.
I just voted for that.
Yeah, like I said, my number 2 vote in there, if we were allowed to do 2, would be Ninja Block. Yeah.
Okay.
So now 4K. So Cave Trap is kind of just an avoid game. You're a little adventure guy. It looks good for a 4K game, but you just have to avoid getting hit, and you can jump over these guys when they move around. Exactly. And when you hit one, get hit, Phil. There you go.
That was going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
It ends your game. So you're just trying to last as long as you can. Yeah. Flip-Its.
This is like a puzzle game or something.
It's not a puzzle game. It's so you're trying to find the guy that is. It's going to show you a whole screen of guys, and you have to find the one that's flipped the other way. Oh. And so it's the bottom 4th row or column. Yeah. So you do that, and then it'll do another one. On the top left is how many guys you have to flip, and the top right is your time to do so. Paddle Field we're going to skip because Phil does not have a paddle controller here, but it's like a Pong kind of game.
I do want to talk about it because I saw it and I didn't really get a chance to play it, but what it is, at first I thought this is just Pong, but it's not. you have these blocks that you hit, and you're trying to hit as many blocks over to the other side as possible. And I guess whoever gets to the sprite that's moving or whatever, they win. I don't know.
Okay.
So, all right. So fruit fly fun. No, that's not in here.
No.
Okay.
No, that's not in here.
Okay.
Punch chess.
And now I really like this one.
It's kind of like turmoil.
It is. I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much turmoil with a chessboard.
But you can move. See how you can move right here? You can move wherever the black is without.
Yeah.
Yeah. In this category, and again, I kind of already said
you're
this
not
one
going to
earlier.
get the most in-depth games.
No, but like I said, I'm all for Terra 7. That's my vote on this category. I mean, I
we already showed this, right?
Terra 7?
Yeah, we already showed it. But Terra
as a
7's
4K game, it is super impressive.
Yeah, I mean, Terra 7's my vote there. I mean, Cave Trap was good too, but I really liked Terra 7.
Cave Trap would be in my number 2.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'd have to play
Tumblers we already looked at as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have to play Tumblers on my. So the next categories, let's go to the page here. Let's see, our graphics, right?
Graphics for original games.
Graphics for original games.
Okay.
This is where you get to show your aliens, plasma guns, and chewing gum.
Okay, I don't know why. Because I don't have Zark Stars. Oh, that's because it's I know why, because it's video only.
Video only. It's Zark Stars. So let me talk about Zark Stars for a second. They have awesome packaging. They have like a generic box with a cutout in the front, and the sleeve changes for each one, and then it has stickers. And you can just like pull that card out, and then you pull the cartridge out through the front of the box. Really cool, very atmospheric. It's a series of games. I got Zark Stars 1, 2, and then 4 because they didn't release 3 it was weird. And that kind of turned off my need to get them. They're expensive because they come from abroad. And honestly, I don't think the Zark Stars games are that great. So I have not played Zark Stars 5, but I am familiar with the series. And like, they're not bad games, but they're not great games, in my personal opinion.
So that was aliens, plasma guns, and chewing gum. It's just a shooter. I can't remember. I did it in the video, but I, for the life of me, can't remember what the rules are. I believe that you have to get the green planes and the trophies, and I'm not exactly sure. Okay, what's the next game? Let's see.
Well, I would say, because we've shown some of them, I'd say show probably Course Blade and Plan B, because I think
Course Blade. Okay, so this one, I think I could get into it. I've never been a big fan of quote unquote beat 'em up games where you just move left to right and punch things and hit things and stuff. But I could see myself getting into this one.
But we gotta remember this category is for graphics.
You jump to get those. Graphically, it's quite good.
Yeah,
it's absolutely quite good. Yeah. Next one would be Plan B, Escaper. So we saw Mattress Monkeys.
Yeah, we saw that, and we saw Terra 7.
That is a cool planet. I like the gradient on it.
A little bit of an intro screen.
Yeah. So this one, you're trying to shoot those guys, and then if you drive to the far left, there's that little black block.
Oh, I see.
You can, like, once they break a hole, if you go under that hole with the black block, you can throw it up and repair the hole. So you see he's put, so if you line it up, or not.
Sorry, I'm not doing a good job.
Right. I mean, but Yeah, I mean, I again, going off the fact purely graphics, because that's what this category is. It's not about gameplay.
Yep.
Which
I
one's
mean,
the
I will.
Can't seem to do it.
I mean, I will say, Zark Stars seem, I think, out of the category, probably had a little bit more. I think that's probably the one, but
From a visual standpoint, they definitely do some.
Yeah, but I am also, though, I am impressed with I do like the course blade colors and graphics there.
Yep.
So, but I do think when the category is purely for graphics, I think I have to go with Zark Stars.
That's fair. I would probably lean more to the course blade, but I can definitely see Zark Stars as well.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Casey?
I went with the same as Brian.
Zark Stars.
I didn't get a chance to look at it because I didn't have the ROM, and so I didn't get a chance. I should have, but I did. That's the one I didn't look at. So I can't see. I'll have to wait and look at it before I can vote on that.
And then we have graphics for 4K next. And again, it's just because we got to kind of go a little quicker now. We'll be here for hours. We'll have a Casey
we've
show
looked
if we
at
keep going.
all of these. Phil, stop. We've already seen all of these.
Okay,
so we can just talk about them.
All right.
We got graphics on port up first, right?
Yes. So this is what's that, Casey?
Graphics ports is the next one that I see. Not the 4K.
Did he skip a category?
We might have. Oh yeah, you're right, Casey. Graphics for ports. Yep.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
I already see my winner.
We saw Batman.
Well,
we saw.
So if it's just graphics, it's tough because we know what went into Tutankhamun Arcade.
Oh, right.
To be able to make it look like that. That said, Batman still, like, it gives you those early 90s feels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as much as I like Champ Game stuff, I mean, again, this is specifically graphics, and at the end of the day, I'm impressed at how well, like, we can actually tell that's freaking Batman, and that's amazing to me on a 2600.
I can't disagree with that at all. That's what I said whenever you guys threw up the game. I'm like, wow, that's Batman on 2600. It looks great.
For me personally, acknowledging that I was a Superman kid and I have personal biases, I'm going to give it to my buddy John Champeau with Tutankhamun Arcade.
I think Batman's impressive, but it's basically the sprite. The rest of the game, the graphics are.
But this is just graphics.
Yeah,
this is just
I know, but what I'm saying is, in the Batman category, it's the sprite is great. The rest of them, you know, I'm kind of with you.
I think
the sprites look good too.
Yeah, I think the Batman and enemy sprites are great. Again, Ninja Block, I think graphically is another very good one. And again, I actually enjoyed the gameplay of that one also, like we talked about earlier. And again, a champ game is a champ game. You can't go wrong with it. But I also, again, I wish there was like a veteran category, because it's just it's tough whenever
it's like the NHL guy playing Little League.
Yes, exactly.
That's not to say that everybody else is Little League. Please don't take that out of context. Just that
John
we know has been doing this at such a high level for a long time.
Right. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. I got to go Batman on that one. So
that's fair. Okay, now we can go to graphics 4K. This is originals and ports.
This one's easy for me. I'm going to go sweeping again. Terra 7.
I would have to agree. For a 4K game, Terra 7 takes this one easily.
Yeah, I agree with that pick. I do agree with that pick.
Terra 7.
Wow. We agreed on one.
Wait. If I can scroll far enough back. Oh, wait a sec. Where is it? Okay. No, there was just too much. But when Jeremiah said, tell us what to vote for. So we're telling you what to vote for. At least we're telling you what we would vote for.
Yeah.
Music and sound, original. Okay.
I can't
So-
remember the music. When I first saw this, I was like, I like the music in Mattress Monkeys because it just had that upbeat kind of carnival type
And
feel
correct me
to
if
it.
I'm wrong. And correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I mean, when I look at this, I think the only one that actually plays music throughout the game is Mattress Monkeys. I think the others are just more sound effects.
But dude, okay, so I gotta do this. I'm gonna
You want me to
wait,
quit
let
sharing?
me no, not quite yet. Give me a second. There's StreamYard. I've got to actually stop screen, present, and make sure the audio comes out, and we'll just not talk during, like, I'll play it briefly. Because this is my winner. And here, okay, so add to stage and wait, it gets better.
Sounds like someone's taking a dump.
I wouldn't say that, but no, I mean that's good.
This is
but
twerking music,
I'm teasing.
man. I love it.
Whoever wrote this game,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let's see who wrote this game.
No, I do like that.
Matthew, I was totally kidding. kidding.
No, I like that music, but if I remember correctly, because again we played so many games, though, I don't think there was actually music during the gameplay of the game, though. Was there?
No, there isn't.
I was going to say
That don't matter to me.
In fairness, Mattress Monkeys is a lot bigger game.
It is.
It's huge.
It is a huge game.
I couldn't believe I thought it might actually be a little bit better with that amount of programming, but it's still good. I like it. I like it a lot. But
I turn on a game called Fly Hunter where you play as a spider, and it's like walking into the club and you got butts bouncing around, and yeah, I'm voting for Fly Hunter.
It is just the music and sound. So
that's what it is.
Yep, that's all it is. So I can't really argue with that, but I don't know that that's going to be my vote.
Yeah, I mean, I'm between Fly. Yeah, I mean, again, I know this is also sound effects. So, and again, that's the bad part of grouping the two together. So, again, I think I'm leaning more at Mattress Monkeys because it's actual sound music during the game. But yes, Fly Hunter definitely has a very good beat to the beginning of it. That's impressive as well. So, I would, yeah.
All right. So let's go to that was for all categories, 4K, just 4K. So this is for the original, regardless of size. Or no, that's what we just did.
Yeah, that's what we just did.
We did the 4K already. All right, so this is the port music and sound. So we have Batman, Embusa dos Tesoros, Minotaur, Monkey Drop, Ninja Block, and Tutankhamun Arcade.
This one's easy for me. It's Batman because I don't know if one of you guys can play it. I don't know if one of you guys can play the music.
It is good. It is good. I agree. It is definitely.
The music is great.
They got it fairly close to.
They got it close to the NES version.
Yeah.
I would have to honestly probably agree with you.
But it's close between that and Tutankhamun, though. To me, it's like I could almost flip a coin.
So Tutankhamun is authentic to its source material, which means that when you're walking around, it goes do 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 do. I wish I could turn that off because I don't like that. I love the game, but it's just really annoying after a while.
It doesn't.
So I think my vote's gonna go Batman. Good job on the music. There's no butts, but as OS says, there's no butts bouncing around the club, but it did a good job.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So let's get to the next category, which is the 2600. Now these are categories that I'm not sure that I like. Work in progress, guys.
I agree.
I did.
4K,
Yeah,
less
the
than
4K.
4K.
4K, yeah, music and sound 4K.
I'm sorry, man. I keep missing that.
I think he said 4K on the last one and clicked that other one.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. None of these really stand out.
I was going to say none of them stand out, so I'm just going to go by default because I like the game a lot, as you could tell by now. I'm just going to say Terra 7. Let's get a clean sweep here for Terra 7, folks.
So, Cassano, you definitely got a sale, man. You just got to.
Oh, yeah. No, there's definitely yeah.
Yeah, so
I will be getting a physical copy of this game for sure.
All right.
Yeah, Terra 7 is quite good.
All right. So this is the work in progress original, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So here's my work in progress. I don't like those as categories because it's an award for potential, which isn't nothing. But if that potential is never realized, that just when it's a finished game, it can be nominated. Just I don't know why we need to have work in progress.
And if you guys,
categories.
And I'm not sure why.
I'm just going to say, if you guys follow AtariAge, when these, I am on the Atari 2600 Homebrew Facebook group, and Scott Dayton there, who runs the thing, is a programmer, and he also posts whenever there's a new homebrew, whether it's, I got distracted there, whether it's finished or not. And so I have seen games like that, and it's like, oh man, this is going to be awesome when it comes out, and then it's like it never comes out. So Mike he's on to something there, because it's very disappointing.
But I don't understand why some of these are in work for progress, but then they were in the other categories up above. So because like Plan B, New Earth, Cave Bandit. So which one is it? I mean, like I thought we were voting on a finished game.
Well, no, you're voting on categories where games can be. If they're not finished, but they're still worthy of that category, they could be nominated. Okay. Jeremiah says that we should do a protest vote by not voting, which now here's the thing. My view is, unless I know more than one of the games, I don't vote in a category. That's like in the Intellivision Homebrew Awards, I am voting every category. Here, I vote just where I know some of the stuff, and if it's just, or I cast a vote for a friend of the channel or something. I've played a couple of these thanks to the downloads from AtariAge, but I probably won't be voting in any of the work in progress categories.
I'm torn. I'm kind of like what Mike was saying, but here's the thing: the Robo Tito game, I did a video on. Because I thought it was a finished game, because there's a lot to it, and it's very playable and very fun, and I just figured it was finished when I came across it, but I didn't realize it was still in works. Now Ninja Sky Jr., that's the guy. What's his name? Vladimir. Vladimir has written Ninja Sky already for the 2600, and it's an awesome game. And if you play this 32K demo or whatever unfinished product, it still plays cool. It looks cool. And it's just that's a really sharp game in between scenes. That, once you complete a screen, there's a number. It tells you how many. I don't know how many screens there are, but it tells you what number you're on next. And it's really good. So, and Gunship, here's the thing with Gunship. Gunship, if you guys looked at this, it's like a 3D helicopter shooter, and a 3D one. And I'm like, what? This is like, how could you do this, in 32? But it's unfinished, and that is obviously unfinished. I can tell. So,
my vote's going to Ninja Sky Jr. I mean, it's hard for me because I like the concept of Plan B, because that's my style of Atari game that I like to play. I mean, I like the space shooter, or shoot like Space Invader style type or Gorf style type stuff. But
yeah, I do actually quite like Plan B.
Yeah, I mean, I'm teetering between Plan B and Ninja Sky Jr. because I did enjoy playing Ninja Sky Jr. a lot. So
it's a great game.
Yeah. I would not be upset with either one of those.
Right.
Yeah.
So I still like Robotito. That is so the concept of the game is very unique, and it is a lot of fun. But I don't know that it rises to the level of Ninja Sky Junior. So it's going to be a toss up. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at that a little closer. So. All right. We're ready for the next one. So what's the next one here? The port.
Work in progress ports. We can just kind of glance at that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, again, this is like we've talked about in a couple other categories. Spider Arcade is where that's at.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Frogger one. The Frogger one is just a. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was going to say. Go ahead.
The Frogger, I looked at it and it looked like the official Frogger for the 2600, except for with a little bit better sprites and different sprites. That's it. And then the pack line 2600, and this is no disrespect to James, but it's just another pack line.
I will never vote for any pack line game in any of these.
Yeah.
I'm not.
They're fun, but they are a dime a dozen.
Well, but you got to remember though, he was the original with it, correct?
Yes. Fair enough.
I mean, so you got to take that into consideration.
I wasn't aware of that.
But
I was not aware of that.
He was the original, but I thought it was finished. So it's not.
I was going to say, if he's the original, then why is it still in work in progress? Come on, James.
Yeah. But no, nonetheless, so I think.
Man.
I mean,
I was going to say that I have played Zump on the Lynx, and it is a fantastic game. Mm-hmm. So I'm eager to see what Zump is like on the 2600.
So that is a game I pulled it up and started it, and I'm like, I don't really have to. I'm gonna need some time on this. And then Bruce Lee.
Have to watch my review; it'll teach you how to play.
Good. So Bruce Lee, if you guys didn't check that out, it's kind of like a fighting, avoiding game where you have to jump up and pick up these things. And I'm not a big fan of fighting games on the 2600. They're just hard to do right.
Hard to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I think I give Philip an A for effort, but I don't think that's going to be on there. So I think Spider's Arcade is going to be my hands down choice in this category. So, all right.
Listen,
so
it is nowhere near as bad as a Jaguar Bruce Lee. I can't beat a single guy in that game.
Oh, you're on the wrong one, Phil. Yeah, you gotta go.
I thought I missed something.
78 homebrew, 100 homebrew original.
Yeah.
Bernie in the Tower of Doom is quite good.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a minute to figure it out, but then when I figured it out, it's quite good. And what I will say is, I was really pleasantly surprised by Super Pro Racers.
Yes,
that is a really good racing game.
Yes, no, I because again, like it's kind of that RC Pro-Am style stuff, and or actually like Super Sprint, and it's just like I found myself playing that one a lot longer than I thought I was going to, and I like that one a lot. Mattress Monkeys again. It's I have nothing against it because I actually like the game. But obviously looking at it from the 2600 to the 7800, there was some graphic updates. However, the gameplay is identical to what we saw on the 2600. This one's hard because again, Lewis Hill's another friend of the show.
He's a friend, yeah,
and love his stuff. Like he makes good stuff. Again, this is not an easy category because, like, for me, like, there's 4 here that really hit me, and obviously, and that's Bernie and Tower of the Doom, Drone Patrol. I was really surprised by that game because just the sound of the music in it and just the gameplay. I mean, I was pleasantly happy with that when I played that game. And Night Guy. Night Guy in Another Castle.
You know what? Sorry, you know what that means, Brian. No more monkeys jumping on the bed.
That's right. Don't want any of them cracking their head. So
Yeah, that's right.
My vote here,
I know I struggle with this one.
I love Lewis. I love Money Vision, but I know I'm giving him votes in a different category. So I'm giving this one to Ben Larson with Super Pro Racers. It is a simple but surprisingly really good physics racing game.
Yes.
Top-down racing game.
Casey,
I don't know if you've played it, but
I haven't seen it, but the Racers
the
had
ROM.
me intrigued.
Play the ROM. It is excellent. You will like it a lot, especially as a racing guy.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, the Night Guy, because I played the other previous one, and I said, seeing this new one, again, it's it's a good series too. Like I will say, when it comes down to the best like original homebrews for the 2600 and 7800, it's hard because there's none of these are a bad game. And
for sure.
And at the end of the day, I don't think you can go wrong throwing it. I think I'm going to go Super Pro Racers just like you, because that was probably the one that shocked me the most. And I mean, Drone Patrol was probably the second shock. Like, man, I'm enjoying this a lot, like more than I thought I would. So,
all right, well, let's move on.
Quick question on that for the Jaguar, or sorry, that's 7800.
The Jaguar.
Yeah. Jaguar.
I'm just saying Jag because I'm not going to get ridiculed tonight.
So now we're going to, was that the originals?
We did originals.
Yeah, that was the originals. Now it supports. Yeah.
All right. Now this one. I'm sorry. I got something. I got to be kind.
Yeah. So Here's where I'm thinking. So again, this is another one that's hard because obviously Bob Dacre-Zenzo does amazing stuff, and the fact that this ended up being an Atari proper game, that it's hard because I wish they would have the veteran tier. I think again there's multiple choices here, but I think I'm going Block'em Sock'em, and the reason why is because out of all the versions of that game that are out there, and I played pretty much all of them except for the Intellivision and the upcoming ColecoVision one. I've played them all. This one by far is the best port of them all. I mean, Daryl put a lot of extra effort into that to make it its own unique game. It has some of the best sounds, best features. I mean, to me, that's like, since this is about ports, that to me is definitely a top tier port in the sense when you compare it to all the other versions of the game.
I agree. It is the best version. My only issue with that vote is I am so sick and tired of another Block'em Sock'em.
Well,
it's the best version, though.
I agree. It is the best version, but the problem is every version that I've ever played on the channel is like I beat it within the first 40 minutes, on the first try. And it's so the puzzle aspect of the game, it's nice that it's there, but once you have it down, it's like, at least for me,
correct.
Like
but again,
the challenge. It's just it's the game itself. It's not how Daryl ported it, because I agree, it's the best port. He probably spiced it up.
He did. I mean, he did spice it up.
Let me finish. Let me talk. I just don't. I don't know that I'm going to vote for it. Not because it wasn't ported so well. It's just that was it worthy of porting? It's like there's so many of these. Like Mike said, I just don't. The
only thing I would say to that, though, and again, because again, we're just having conversation. At the end of the day, you vote who you want to vote for. The category is about a port. So when we look specifically about it being a port, that's why my vote's where it's at. I understand all the other parts to it, and I don't disagree. But I think when you look at the port and you look at that version compared to all the other versions, I think because of the extra effort that was, because like we've talked about, when ports get ported over, we want some extra things and bells and whistles with it. That's why Champ Games stuff is so good, because he puts those quality of life things in there. He puts those extra features in it that make it feel more than just a port. And that's how I feel with the Block'em Sock'em, that I feel that the time was put into that to put the extra, effort into it to make it literally the premium port out of all the versions out there.
Okay. There are 5 other games in this category. Destroyer 7800 looks great, plays great. It's not exciting to me, but it looks really good and it plays good. Lola Lines, again, we love Muddy Vision, but it's a line game just using his characters, which is totally fine, but I'm not going to vote for a line game. T-Rex is
the Google
game. Fun, not going to vote for that either. I would probably say it's going to be for me either Bounty Bob or Block'em Sock'em. I don't think Bomber was one of the. Oh no, Bomber was one of the ones that the ROM was in there. I didn't think it was that great of a port. I think it could have looked a lot better. So for me, it's going to be a toss-up between Block'em Sock'em and Bounty Bob. The problem is they're both friends of the show, so I'll probably flip a coin.
Well, nobody is going to know our votes for sure, because we, change our minds regardless. Because I've got to look at some of these.
Well, and again, either one of those would not be it'd be not a bad vote by any means.
No, of course not. But they're both veteran tier programmers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So.
But so is Lola Lines. I would call Lewis Hill a veteran.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Lola Lines though. It's
the game is not representative of his talents.
Okay, so
and
that's where my thing is, Jeremiah. Like, it's a great game, and again, everything Bob touches is great, but it's just
it's not a homebrew anymore. It is an official Atari release,
right?
But it was programmed as a homebrew, if I'm not mistaken.
It was. So that's where it's like
yeah. What category is this?
We're at the 7800. I'm sorry, the 5200 original. 5200 original.
You missed some here again. We still have the whips for 7800.
Oh, I missed the. Okay, I thought.
You know what? We're at 9:00.
Well, here's what we're going to do. Let's finish let's just do this, and then I'm thinking, guys, that we might have to not go over the 5200, the Jaguar, unless you guys think we can do it in a timely manner, because.
Well, I think if we just get through them, like, you're not really.
I think we have exhausted the ones that we know a lot about, so we can move through these other ones pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah, for me, it's Black Forest on this one.
I would agree.
I have to
Black
look
Forest
at this
for
one.
me.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
You know how I feel about work in progress.
I don't disagree with you.
All right, let me go to the ports.
So I
haven't got a chance to look at all these, so I can't say one way or another.
I will say I won't vote for. Well, I'm not going to vote in this one because I haven't played any of them, and probably won't be able to. But I'm not going to vote for Mouse Line.
No, that's for
Daryl, I love you, but it's a line game.
Yeah, it's yep.
You know what? Maybe he added something really cool to it. I remember when we interviewed him.
He actually did. Now that I think about it, I have to look at it.
And I was going to say he did add some uniqueness to it. I mean, I would say out of this category, if you're very anti-line games, obviously you're probably not
anti-line games. I'm just not. I don't think they should win awards.
I'm joking with you. I think that out of the ones whenever I played, I think Mouse Line and that Donald T's Breakout were kind of interesting. Now again,
I will have to look at those.
Now again, beyond that, I mean, these are work in progress, so we don't know if they'll really be finished. But again, for what the category is, those two kind of stood out for me out of those.
Yeah.
I'm a baseball guy, and I have not seen that one. What is that one like?
Home run baseball? I don't know.
I mean, I know the original home run, but I have not seen this one on 7800. I have a 7800 plus, so
Let's take a look at it.
Let's see. Okay. I don't have the right controller in there. Ah! No, this is a big no already.
3 guys.
Oh man.
It's the 2600 baseball.
Yeah.
Home run.
No,
Yeah.
this shouldn't. It's got a wall.
I would argue that it is not a bad game, but it's certainly not a baseball game.
It's a work in progress too, so it's not working.
Yeah.
I like the wall with the feet back there.
Yeah, but
Positive.
okay. What else do we have? Let's see. Was there anything
Operation
else you want to look
Shutdown
at?
just wants me to cause drama.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna rate all the line games.
I don't know. I mean, I guess if we're going to jump around at this point, that if we go to,
I do want to mention one other one. No, that's in a different category.
I would say let's go into each category and then
yeah,
we
let's
have
just go in
something to say.
real quick.
Great,
Yeah.
but not.
okay. The work in progress port for the 7800. Is that where we're at?
Well, that's what I
That's
thought
where
we
you
just
were.
I thought that's where we just were.
I think
Okay,
he's not
then
original.
there's
That's
one
where
in
we
here I do want to mention that I started playing it and I almost lost track of time. Was the Tetris port. I love Tetris and it plays very, very well. But
I think this was the 5200, right? What category is this?
You got to scroll up.
Oh,
5200
I'm
work
sorry.
in
I'm at the
progress.
5200 already. Where's the 7000? Okay.
that's-
Oh, we
here
were
we
already.
go. Yeah, we already did that.
Alright.
Okay. All right.
Work
So
in progress port. There you go, right there. And that's what we. Okay, that's
That
what
we did that one, so we're on the one after that.
Okay,
okay. Which
homebrew
is-
original. There you go.
All right. Now,
5200.
I don't know. Have you guys had a chance to look at any of these at all?
Yeah, I did play some of these. So
I have not.
I really, really like the Go Tony Go and the Tony's
Yes.
Montezuma's
Yes.
Gold. Both of them are great
yes.
games. I think I like Go Tony Go better, but they're both really, really well done. That was just my thought on those.
Yeah, and the Firefighter Tobik too wasn't bad. I liked the music in it a lot. But I agree with Bliss that ultimately Go Tony Go and see, I was actually going for the Tony Montezuma's Gold. I think was the one I liked over between the two. Yeah. I prefer the Montezuma's Gold.
Yeah, I mean they're both
really good. Same graphic style, character, and everything. So
quick aside, what do you guys recommend as a 5200 emulator?
Oh, Altera. Yeah, I'll send you a link. But
it's like you read my mind, Mike.
Yes, because I need to play some of these.
Yeah. So Altera, it's actually a 8-bit, like you can emulate 8-bit computers, Atari 8-bit computers like 800, 130XE, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's somewhat like Montezuma's Revenge. I mean, it's kind of that same platforming style. And again, the person's wearing like a hat and everything. So
the sprites are basically the same. Yeah.
Yeah, but the sprite style is definitely different from like it gave them
the color. Yeah. But it's definitely both of those are really good.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a toss up for me. I did like Montezuma's Gold as well. So yeah, that's going to be eeny meeny for me. So all right, where are we at? 5200.
So ports.
Yep, ports.
Okay, I gotta say something on this one.
Okay.
Bubble Bobble is one of my favorite games.
It's great.
And
yeah.
This is horrible. I'm sorry.
Really?
It's the gameplay is sluggish.
Christoph, close your ear, plug your ears. Don't listen to him.
I'm just saying, bro. I give you an A for effort, but man, as far as the port's concerned, it's not worthy of. It may be worthy of being in the category, but winning it for me, no, because The gameplay, I mean, I played it a lot. I played Bubble Bobble a lot, and it just does not have that feel. It just doesn't have that feel.
I will say it's a little slower than the original, like what you played on the NES or the arcade. It does have some little slowness there compared to that.
It's really slow.
I mean, my two in this, and I'm back and forth. I don't know where I'm going. I really liked Cyborg Warriors, and I really liked Rough and Trouble, because Rough and Trouble was like a platformer, like the old early 90s PC platformer style, and I really like that. Cyborg Warriors was kind of like that side-scrolling shmup style that I like too. So those are my two choices in there. I'm not sure which one I'm going to go to in the end, but those are my two picks.
I haven't picked one in here yet, so I can't say. Galagish is exactly what it is. It's Galaga. And it's an okay port. It's not horrible at all. And it plays.
You would think
plays
an original. You would think with an original 5200 controller that would actually be a pretty decent. You control pretty decently. You would think.
Yeah, it's hard for me to. It's not even of the kind of the quality of the 2600 by Champ Games. It's okay. It's not bad. It's really not. And Scott, you did a good job.
I was going to say I liked Galagish, but I just, again, like we've said many times, there's a lot of good games on here, but since we can only pick one. Like I said, I'm teetering between Rough and Trouble and Cyborg Warriors. I'm probably a little more toward Rough and Trouble right now.
I know what I'm not voting for, and that's Bubble Bob.
I'm looking forward to downloading Altera and playing a couple of these.
All right, so let's see. Which one was this? This was the home.
Are there emulators for the 5200 for Mac?
Absolutely. It's Altera is the same, I believe. You can still, Altera. But if you have you, let's see, what is it called?
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, like what Ivory Tower said is that
they're 8-bit.
It's the Atari 8-bit computer stuff. Because they lump them together.
Yeah, so work in progress. Might as well see what's coming.
Agent Wonder, Bobber Dash, Cosmic Hero, Last Party Boxing, QB Fox, and Run Fox Run. And I have got to be honest, I don't remember. I remember looking at these and thinking which one I like the best. Now I can't remember them. Honestly, I can't remember which one I like the best.
Yeah, I mean, out of that one, I because I'm trying to remember, because like I said, we did so many of these. I think in this one, I think my choice was Cosmic Hero 2. Because I did like how that played. Again, there's a number of them, but I think Cosmic Hero 2 was where I was going with that one.
Which, by the way, OpenEMU on the Mac is just fine for 5200 games. So,
cool.
But the problem is the files are in disk format, so you can't load them. I don't believe in OpenEMU, but I may be wrong about that. Operation Shutdown can probably answer that better than I, because he uses that all the time. All right,
that's 8-bit port.
Mm-hmm.
That's the 8-bit port. Oh, not work in progress. Okay.
No, it is. No, it is work in progress.
Yes, work in progress.
Okay, he didn't say that, and I wasn't paying attention. Okay.
No, yeah, there you go.
All right.
Let's see what's coming out. Tetris.
So this one's the one I knew what I'm voting for is Tetris.
But why is it in like the completed and in the work in progress?
It wasn't. I don't think
it wasn't. I pulled it up early.
Yeah.
Oh, you pulled it up early. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm not sure why it's a work in progress, because I played it for like 15 minutes and I still was going. So I don't know if what happens if you let all the blocks go to the top. Maybe that's not finished or something. I don't know. But I love that.
Or maybe you're just too good and that's why you never saw it.
Well, that too. But no, okay. It has music in it, which is nice. It's got the Tetris style music in there. I have to look again, but I'm pretty sure that my vote's gonna be for Tetris. But that's just because I'm partial to Tetris.
I will be interested to see Ultima 5: Warriors of Destiny. That'll be interesting to see on the 5200 or 8-bit computer.
Okay.
All right, next
All right,
category.
let's go, which is
Atari Lynx Homebrew Original.
Yep.
Oh, I did not look at any of these at all. So
That's fair. I have played only one of these, and it's Microvaders, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, this one's hard because 3 of the games are very, very similar. All by the well, if you notice, they're all made by the same person except for the Songbird one. But no, I liked I'm gonna probably pronounce it wrong, but Guntus and Impetus and Petus that Impetus I think it is that they were pretty much almost identical games, except the one had more background, like ground graphics instead of space graphics. But they played very, very similar. Ruptus was almost like I guess I would say a Bosconian kind of. Like it had some influence from that.
I love Bosconian. That's
this one's hard. This one's a little hard for me, but I mean, I'm kind of leaning toward the Guntus, and I like Microvaders, but and this is just a personal thing. Even though it's designed to play out, I never liked flipping my Atari Lynx to play it in that format.
I like the fact that they utilize that because not many games really do. I also liked the surprise that I got because I thought it was just going to be a Space Invaders clone, and it isn't.
No, it's not.
Game.
Yeah.
And Songbird has been a friend of the channel. Most of the Lynx games that I review have been from Songbird. So I would probably, but I haven't played the others, so I don't really feel great voting when I've only played one. But if I had to vote here, I'd be voting Microvaders.
I think Microvaders or the Guntus or similar would be fine. But
all right,
Daryl should do a port of Guntus called Gintus.
Was that the original or the port? I couldn't remember. That's the port.
That was original, so now
that was original. We're going to port now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Again, I haven't seen any of these yet, so
I haven't seen any of the.
Well, I see T-Rex at the bottom there. We know what that is. That's the Google game. I haven't played any of these.
So this one's hard for me because I'm not gonna say I was like a fan of a lot of these per se. Like the lawnmower was kind of interesting just because it was just I never thought I would.
Is that a port of Hover Buffer?
I think because you're doing the lawnmower and you got to trim the grass.
Yeah, and you can't go over the flowers.
Yes.
I love Hover Buffer, so I'd probably really like Lawnmower.
So I thought that was good. I think graphically, Starblader was probably the most graphically good here, but it just wasn't my jam. Like it was like trying to do a fighting game because that's what it is. Trying to do a fighting game on the Lynx. Not saying it's horrible, but it just was not my jam. Graphically, I think it was probably the best graphically. But out of these here, Lawnmower is probably surprisingly where I'm going to go, just because it was a fun game. So
yeah.
All right. Again, like I said, I'm kind of all right. So where are we at now?
Now we're going to
the Lynx
work in progress for Lynx. Yeah, that one.
Carzilla, Cosmo Cats, Fuoria, Gotcha Gun.
I'm gonna have to check some of these out. Carzilla sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with any of these, Brian?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember which one, because there was one that was kind of like a River City Ransom style is the one I liked. I just can't remember which name that was. I'm trying to go back and look real quick. Gotcha. I liked Gotcha Gun because it reminded me a lot of like the Proteus series. I did really like that one. and then
Parodius games on the Super Nintendo or Famicom rather.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the Carzilla wasn't bad. But yeah, the Gotcha Gun I really. Oh, go ahead.
Is it what I think it is? Is it like a Demolition Derby kind of thing?
No, it's because I didn't play it for a ton of time, but it kind of, I don't want to say it's like pole position, or it's kind of like almost like a mix of Outrun, running over like different like monsters on the ground.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not bad, but my two in this category is and I know I'm going to pronounce it wrong, the Furora or Furori. I don't know how you say that.
Furor?
Yeah, I don't know, but whatever that official name is, I liked it because it gave me like River City Ransom
Rampage
with Kung Fu with the Kung Fu style graphics.
Okay.
You know, and I liked that. It was fun. And like I said, Gotcha Gun I really liked because of, like I said, almost being a homage to like the Proteus stuff with its own take. So nice. I think I'd almost go Gotcha Gun with the other one being
from the sounds of it. Again, like if I can play some of these before the awards are over. From the sounds of it, my guess is I would be going Gotcha Gun.
So for those of you who emulate like me, I've got to figure out a way to play some of these, because some of these I just like. If this is the links category, I honestly didn't get a chance to the link category, so I might be able to emulate these. But the ST ones, the ones that we're going to get to, especially later, I couldn't emulate. So
yeah.
All right. So now where are we at?
So now it'll be best Jaguar homebrew.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the category that Tolbat was particularly pointing at. Which again, I'm not the most knowledgeable about, but I'm looking at these, and the only one I'm even familiar with is Xeno Wings.
So honestly, out of the ones that are here, Xeno Wings is my pick. And Last Strike is good, but my only thing with it is it's DX. So again, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I'm almost positive Last Strike was already out before, and then they just kind of did a deluxe version, like they tweaked it up and stuff, and still a really good game. But I at the end of the day, though, I find myself going the Xeno Wings more than I did the Last Strike. So my vote's for Xeno Wings on this one, but Last Strike is also a very good game.
Yeah, it's a system that, like, I've got a Jaguar with the CD and all that. I would love to do more of.
Yeah, Jeremiah, it is similar to that. Yes.
If you're, I'll bring that up. If you are involved in the Jaguar homebrew community at all, and you want to reach out to me, I would love to do more Jaguar stuff, because some of these sound good. And I'm sure based on what some people have said, there's some great ones that aren't in that list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So work in progress.
Boy,
again, I'm torn on two of them here. The one, and again, just seeing it visually, because I have not played it. I think it's really cool what Chris is doing, trying to bring Mortal Kombat over, because as we all know, the Jag never had a good fighting game. I mean, you can maybe say Primal Rage a little bit if you had the Jag CD. But nothing else. But like when you talk about core Jag carts, there was not a good fighting game for the console. And the fact that they're making that port, and from what's been shown so far, it looks really good. So it has my attention. Now for like an original game, the Wings of Death is where it's at for me. Like that looks really good. Like, again, only saw video. I've not played either because I don't believe I was able to get because I was only able to watch video on it. But Wings of Death looked really good from what I saw. Like, I think for being a unique, like an original game, I think that's going to be big if they can get that one finished.
It says port.
What kind of game is it, Brian?
It's a shmup. But it's with like your character. I don't want to say it's like a fairy, but it's some type of, because the video I saw, it was kind of hard to see it fully, but it looked like some type of like a butterfly-ish fairy, and you're shooting enemies going through like a fantasy style level. I thought it looked cool. Like, I'm actually looking forward to it.
So Atari Network is in the chat, and he says Operation Follow Through, who is John, the 7800 Pro gamer, the Pro System gamer. I had fumbled a few times, and I accidentally called Vinny the 7800 Pro gamer. Not the case. John is the 7800 Pro gamer. The Atari Network is here. And he says Operation Follow Through has his vote. That's one is probably the most exciting project he's seen in a long time. I need to check these out. I have no way right now of emulating. I just have to get the emulator, but emulating Jaguar, I need to do that.
Well, if I'm going to tell you right now, I have that Big P emulator for Windows, EMU, and it just I couldn't get any of these games to load up. So
I think I have that on my iPhone. Yeah, Big P EMU. Haven't tried it.
Yeah. All right. So where are we at now, though? Work in progress? No, is that where we were at?
That was work in progress. So now we're on the Atari ST.
Okay, these categories here, those two categories.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not look at those categories, so I don't have a good answer on those.
Again, I couldn't get them to load up in my emulator.
Yeah.
So
I think we'll just go. I think we'll just, looking at time's sake, I think we'll just drop down to the homebrew packaging, and then we'll call it a night. Yep.
And this one,
there's some really good ones in here. I'm really impressed with some of the packaging here. Like M Busca dos Tesoros. In Search of the Treasures, has like laser cut maze thing with 3D printed guys. Montezuma's Gold, I believe, is the other one that's very much like that. Mm-hmm. What Tooncom Arcade, obviously, Champ Games makes great boxes, but I don't think it really competes with like the Jatai the B. I think it has like a B that you actually pull out.
Yep.
Zark Stars has their normal awesome packaging, and their packaging comes with a map, and I think there's a patch in there for Zark Stars 5. But I have to say, as a person who has been a diehard fan of the Fallout series since the very first one in the early mid-90s, the EXO Collector's Edition just looks like something right out of Fallout, and I fell in love with it like right away.
I do like everything that's with that. I'm in agreement with you. My only thing is, though, has anyone actually got a copy?
No, I drooled over the pictures. I have no money to spend on the collector's edition stuff anymore. I barely have enough money to buy the games I review. But I drooled over it most.
It's impressive.
That's how I cast my vote.
But what I'm saying though is, like, I don't even know, has it been sent out yet? I don't know.
No, because I ordered it over a year ago.
I was gonna say that's kind of where I was going with it. It's like, it's cool, but I don't know that it's even truly been released yet. So
that collector's edition box looks fabulous, and there's a ton of stuff that comes with that.
Oh, right. And you're right. Ivory said, I was gonna say, I think he had some at PRGE, but again, anyone who's ordered it ahead of time hasn't even got theirs yet, at least that I'm aware of. So, I like the EXO game as well. So this one's hard for me because, again, we got to look specifically on packaging, and like, I like all the cool stuff that came with the EXO, but did it make a unique package? And if I
have you seen the pictures? Phil, can you show the pictures? Do you have them?
Yeah, somewhere, but it's going to take me a second.
I can.
Okay, good.
Here, let me just.
I guess where I'm going at, it's like when you look at this, like In Search of Treasures, where you say it's like knitted up, or you look at the B one that has like some real unique packaging. So I know there was a lot of cool things with that collector edition of EXO, but
here, look at this and tell me it isn't. Here, let me. brightest stage. Tell me it isn't right out of Fallout. Which one is it?
Had I seen that at PRGE, I would have bought it.
Yeah.
Like, it just looks so good.
No,
weathering and the
it's definitely good. But I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of.
I could totally understand if you went something more like this, right? Like, it's fantastic.
I mean, because like it's not just a box. Like, now, granted, that was a very cool looking box, but like this took an extra step to try to make like a wooden book, where like. And I'm kind of going with Ivory Tower, where like that the B packaging, like that one kind of grabbed my eye, like at the end of the day. And I think
let's find that. So you can like pull the B out.
Yeah, and then it's just that cool like book style flip case. I don't know. I just something about it. There's something about that I like. It's just being that wood box like that. Like I said, like the stuff that comes with that game, Zark Stars, is good, but it's still just at the end of the day, it's in a standard box, and again, Champ Game stuff is very well done, like no question.
Yeah. But it doesn't compare to special edition stuff.
Correct. Yeah. So, and again, I like the style of it. I mean, I love everything there, but it's still a box.
Tell me you don't look at this and think, I don't want to set the world on
it definitely has. It definitely has Fallout vibes. There's no doubt, but it's still at the end of the day a cardboard box, and where I got to give credit is these other ones.
It is multiple cardboard boxes. Thank you very much.
Okay, it's multiple cardboard boxes where the
it just needs a Vault Boy logo right here. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Like, again,
and Muddy Vision is a friend of the show.
He is, and I love his stuff, and
he gets my vote. This looks great.
Right, but
it's classic, but it is just a box.
It's still just a box. Like, that's kind of a neat little thing there. But again, I come back to a wooden box with the little B character. I mean, with the hinge on it. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning there, but again. But I am struggling because I do really like EXO, and that is a very good collector's edition if we could actually get it.
Okay. Well, I got to say something about AtariAge because they're sponsoring this thing. Why are you sponsoring it? You're not shipping. If you put this stuff for sale, people aren't going to get it. Come on, people, let's go. I mean, I honestly, there've been times I've wanted to order more homebrew games, and I am not going to do it because I haven't got my last order, and it's been over a year, and it was after the last chance sale. So, and I feel sorry for these people who are still waiting on that. It's ridiculous at this point. It's just ridiculous.
Yes.
I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about it. And I love Albert, and I'm glad of everything that he's done, but if what he's doing isn't working, he needs to figure out a different way to get it done because right now it's not working.
And I'm surprised that Atari isn't on his ass for it too, because granted, these are his sales. That's why Atari isn't helping with them. But they own the site, and his sales not having been received yet are damaging the reputation of the property that Atari now owns.
Exactly.
Which is unfortunate.
What's bad about that too is, most credit cards, they give you 90 days. So you can't dispute the money you spent. If you never get it, you're done. So,
but Jeremiah, who's still watching, at least I have mine. I'm sorry, I had to, because everything is like, remind me again that you have yours. But I didn't make a second order. I just made one big order, like right at the start. Anyhow.
All right. Well, guys, I think it's been a good show. I still have to look at some of these.
Jeremiah.
categories a lot closer before I can make a decision. There's certain things we agree on, certain things we don't, but that's what the show's about, right? I mean, differing points of view. So
Yeah, for
appreciate everybody tonight. I appreciate you being on the show, Casey. Thanks a bunch. And with that, we'll see you next time on Retro Bliss Rewind. See you.